Whether you're new or a seasoned player of Hearthstone, there is one thing that is a challenge for us all, and that is how to get the most dust and gold in this game. While it is a free-to-play game, the resources are definitely limited, and knowing how to maximize your in-game currency is a very key point of playing this game for the long term. So today I'm going to go over 5 ways to maximize your dust and gold so that you can craft more decks in the future and keep up with the ever-evolving game of Hearthstone. The first tip I want to give is to avoid this button at all costs, the disenchant extra cards button. While it does seem good on paper, disenchanting your extra cards seems like a great way to make the most of your virtual currency. It is actually, I think, one of the biggest pitfalls that newer and even older players fall into. And a big reason for not using this, especially recently, Blizzard has been nerfing or changing the text of cards a lot. And when that happens, you get a full dust refund on those cards. Let's take Ethereal Oracle, for example. This is a card that I think is going to be nerfed sometime in the future. Not sure when, but I think it's going to. And if I disenchanted my extra 5 copies of Ethereal Oracle, I would get a whopping 25 dust from it. But if the card does get nerfed like I suspect it will, it would instead get me 200 dust because you get 40 whole dust for each common, 100 for rares, 400 for epics, and if they do nerf a legendary that you own, congratulations, you just got 1600 dust, which is equivalent to dusting 4 whole legendaries. So for that reason, I very much discourage pressing this button. If you are strapped for dust though, and want to manually sift through your collection, one command that you can type in is the word extra in your search bar, and it will turn up all of the cards that you have extras of. So if you think there's no way Annoying Fan will ever be nerfed, you can go ahead and disenchant your 3rd copy. And then as you can see, I now only have 2 Annoying Fans, so now it is now not showing up when I select extra. The next small optimization you can make to earning more gold is by utilizing the rewards track better. So as you can see, my week just restarted. So I have 3 daily quests and 3 weekly quests ready for me to game and proceed through the rewards track per usual. But as you can see, these ones are worth 1200, the ones on the ends of my daily rewards. And then this one in the middle is worth less. So when you have one of these play 25 spells or one of these more less value quests, I highly recommend re-rolling them in the chance that you get a better one, like this one, play 10 Draenei. So this one's worth 1200 instead of the 1080 that the other one provided. So I am going up over 100 experience points just by re-rolling one of my daily quests. So definitely utilize that re-roll feature when you can, and when you get one of those not so worthwhile quests, feel free to re-roll it. Now, this next suggestion might be a little controversial because Hearthstone is a game to have fun and to battle with the cards that you enjoy the most. But I would say number 3, don't craft bad cards. I know that us content creators like to publish really sick decks that use unusual legendaries to crush our opponents. But what you don't see oftentimes with content creators is the mountain of losses they take playing decks like Gorm Hunter. While Gorm might be a sick 3 mana 12/12, he is kind of garbage, and you would be much better crafting a card that actually does something like the good old boring Exarch Nylea. So I would highly recommend that you utilize some resources, understand what legendaries, what epics are good to craft, and then once you have all the necessary powerful legendaries, you can start venturing into what we'll call Gorm the World Eater territory and craft some questionable legendaries. And if you do craft a questionable legendary, don't feel bad. We've all been there. We've all seen a really sick brew in the early points of the new expansions, and we do fall for some questionable crafts. My next piece of advice goes with the previous one, and that is to utilize your outside resources. And you may have heard online that if you copy a deck from some web page, or if you don't create a deck purely on your own, you are trash at this game and you should uninstall the game and call it a day. And people who say that are frankly pretty dumb because I think utilizing other people's ideas makes you so much better at this game. And on top of that, allows you to save a lot of gold and dust. So if you are wondering what these resources are, the ones that I usually utilize is HS Replay, HS Guru, and Vicious Syndicate. And I'm actually going to provide links to all three of those websites. So next time that you are trying to find what next deck that you want to craft or what you want to build towards, make sure you check out those three resources because it offers a great place to start before building your next deck. And my fifth and final way to save up on that golden dust that we hold near and dear to our heart is to utilize the Hearthstone arena. And not how usual people say to do arena. If you are an absolute god of arena and you can guaranteed get 7 wins minimum every time to get your money back and then also get a pack, then you are better at this game than me because as you can see, I am sporting a magnificent 1-2 record with this honestly pretty solid druid deck. But if you are like me and you are not great at arena and you really just have no interest in getting good at arena, what I recommend you do is actually make sure you have an arena run going at all times. Because at the end of a season, if you have a arena run going and this one expires, you will get the rewards that you have currently earned. So in this example, I will have a 1-2 record. So I will be rewarded with a beautiful, probably 300 gold, maybe a few bits of dust, but I will also get a pack and a free arena voucher, which is equivalent of 150 gold. So make sure you always have an arena run going because at the end of every season, you get a lot more rewards than if I were to finish this run and maybe ultimately go 2-3. And the last hidden sixth way of saving your dust and gold is to subscribe to the Fruit Hearthstone channel. I often highlight a lot of budget decks and meta decks, so you can guarantee that the decks that I am highlighting are decks that are actually good. And if I do highlight a deck that is bad, like a terrible combo video, that you will be told very bluntly that the deck is bad and not to craft it. I like to offer transparency so that you do not waste your very limited resources in this game. But with all that being said, go out there, save your dust, save your resources. And if I forgot anything, please let me know in the comments and also help your fellow Hearthstone enjoyers out on ways that they can further save their online resources.